Welcome back, everyone, to the Wilkes Journal-Patriot's High School Basketball Rundown presented by Cooks and produced by RiverStreet Productions. I'm sports editor Zach Colburn, and assistant sports editor Brandon Moree will be with us in just a minute to take a look at this week's game of the week. The North Wilkes Vikings capped off a great regular season by sweeping the Mountain Valley Athletic Conference Tournament titles on Friday night in Miller's Creek, and Brandon's got more in those games over at the big board.
The North Carolina High School Athletic Association state playoffs will begin this week, but before all that, we got to take a look at some great conference tournament action in Miller's Creek on Friday night, and North Wilkes came out victorious in both tournament finals, the girls and the boys. It's 2 conference tournament championships in a row for the girls, and they finished things off last Friday night by taking care of East Wilkes. It was the 3rd time that those 2 teams have met this season. They split the first 2 regular season matchups. East Wilkes won the first one, but North Wilkes has not lost since. 16 straight wins, including Friday night. You see Victoria Young there finishing things off. Congratulations to the Vikings, Coach Phillips, and the Vikings on a great regular season and conference tournament. They'll be heading into the postseason this week, and they will host the first round and maybe the second round as well if they pick up a win. On Friday night, Avery Wood had 14 points to lead the way. Emily Phillips added 8. Victoria Young and Raven Cass-Stevens added 7. Savannah Billings and Liz Martin each add 6. Great balance for the Vikings. For the Cardinals, Alexis Purdue and Lakin Mathis had good games on the inside with 12 points and 11 points respectively, but the Cardinals struggled from outside. Gracie Brown with just 7, and Tess Jolly, who had 20 points in the semifinal against Allegheny, with just 3. JV call-up Savannah Martinez dropped in a couple of buckets late for 4 points for the Cardinals. Still a great season for the Cardinals. They'll also be hosting a playoff game in the first round. Zach will have more on that in a minute. But let's move on and take a look at the boys championship final. It was Wilkes Central, the number 1 seed, and North Wilkes, the number 3 seed. North Wilkes earned the way into the final by knocking off Allegheny in overtime on Thursday night. Great gutty performance, and they carried that momentum over into Friday night when they knocked off the Eagles to pick up a conference tournament championship. 2 seasons ago, North Wilkes went 0 for the season. Last year, fantastic turnaround. Coach Behrens was Coach of the Year as they won a share of the regular season title, and this year they took it one step further by winning the conference tournament championship. They led most of the way. It was tight early, but they pulled away in the second, third quarter. Wilkes Central tried to fight back in the fourth, but the Vikings were too much down the stretch, and they picked up the 64-50 win. Lots of balance for the Vikings, just like the girls team. Jake Richardson with 17, Jordan Wallace with 16, and Daniel Pruitt with 15. We're going to see Daniel Pruitt again here in just a minute. For the Eagles, Zach Schumate had a great game with 22 points, but he could not keep his team in it down the stretch. Noah Johnson added 13. We saw him hit a 3-pointer there in the highlights, and Skylar Brooks added 11. Okay, that's going to do it for the championship games. Congratulations to the Vikings. Zach, back to you.
Thanks, Brandon. The NCHSAA released the playoff brackets this past Sunday, and 5 Wilkes County teams earned postseason bids. The North Wilkes Vikings will host a doubleheader Tuesday as the girls will face off with South Stokes while the boys will tangle with Salisbury. The Wilkes Central boys will host Trinity, and East Wilkes girls will host Albemarle. The Wilkes Central girls will be the only Wilkes County team on the road as they will travel to Monroe on Tuesday evening. All right, before we go, Brandon's got the play of the week presented by RiverStreet Productions, ready to go at the big board.
There were lots of good plays to choose from Friday night, but we're going to go back to the very first bucket of the night for North Wilkes in the championship game. That was Daniel Pruitt falling down. No foul, but he made the bucket anyway, and it was all good news from there for the Vikings for the rest of the night. All right, that's going to do it for me. Zach, send us home.
Okay, this has been the 6th edition of the 2017 Wilkes Journal-Patriots High School Basketball Rundown presented by Cooks. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at WJP_sports to stay up to date on all things Wilkes County athletics. Thanks for watching.